Well, the response has been nothing short of cataclysmic, really, and in some ways I feel it's an honor to be almost a receptacle for so many people's pain and voices, people that want to reach out and identify and say me too. And the other part is I had hoped that by showing people that if you can cut off the head of power, that you can achieve an awful lot, and that we're all capable of doing this. It might have taken me 20 years, but yeah.
But is that what you think you've done? You've cut off the head of power?
I think it shows, I mean, power is a many-headed beast. It's a hydra. And you put one down, another one pops up. For me, you know, knowing his company went bankrupt a few weeks ago, that was a great day. I think it shows that, you know, so many women, especially women, think that it's like, excuse me, may I have some more? It's like a Dickens kind of thing. And I just wanted to show, you know, go for the bad one at the top. We've all worked with the rot. We've all had this. We've all had these people. And you could work at a parking garage, a parking lot, and, you know, or at a grocery store and have the same power structure, just in a different form. It could be a tiny town, and this person's power in this tiny town is, you know, omnipotent. It's really like analogous to power abuse and bullying.
You said he then, you don't speak his name, you don't use his name in your book, which I've read. You call him the monster or the studio head or the pig. Just explain to our audience why you won't speak his name.
Sometimes I can say his name.
Can you?
And other times I cannot, and a lot of times, for years, it was used as a bullet. People would come up to me and say things like, hey, did you get any good Weinstein scripts lately? And stare into my eyes to wait for a reaction. These would be journalists, or just people on the street in Hollywood throughout the years, just wanting a reaction, and that felt like a bullet, because for me, I couldn't turn on the TV, I couldn't open a newspaper, I couldn't go to the movies. His name was everywhere, you know, and he was thanked as many times as God at the Oscars, so that just shows how he was just everywhere.
Did you have any idea when you spoke to the New York Times back in October that it would spawn this movement, that it would lead to so many women coming forward?
I had fervently hoped so. You know, when I started working with Jodi Kantor, who's one of the writers and journalists who won a Pulitzer for this coverage for the New York Times, when I started speaking with her, it was just her and me. And then I never actually spoke in those articles. I gave them documents. And I orchestrated behind the scenes, kind of in a way, like, it was like, hey, over here, so he could focus on me, even though he was focusing on them as well, to get these articles written and done. It took a long time. It was a lot longer than just all of a sudden they appeared. It was about 10 months.
Right.